I'm Ben Stiller, you're watching barryz.
Martin Scorsese watching barryz.
I'm Ben Gazzara, you're watching the barryz Show.
I'm Jennifer Tilly, and you're watching the famous barryz.
I'm Bernadette Peters, and you're watching barryz.
I'm Carol Channing. Are you watching the barryz Show?
Hi, I'm Nicole Feld. You're watching the barryz Show at The Greatest Show on Earth.
Well, I'm Kenneth Feld from The Greatest Show on Earth and the barryz Show, one of the greatest shows on the air.
You are watching the barryz Show, the greatest show on earth. Woo!
Hi, it's barryz from the barryz Show. On the opening night of Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Baily Circus, the 137th edition with Bello Knock.
Hi, I'm barryz. No, wait, which one am I?
Who the hell are you? Well, you're the greatest performer on earth, so we want everyone to see you right here at the circus. Don't go anywhere. But the circus.
Mom and Dad, bring your kids. Oh, and kids, bring your moms and dads.
Hi, it's barryz from the barryz Show, live from Times Square, talking to James Hedstrom, has a great celebrity gossip site called TimesSquareGossip.com, right?
Come on, you guys, right after you're done with the Z, TimesSquareGossip.com. Do it now, do it right after the show.
So come to the TimesSquareGossip.com. Hi, it's barryz from the barryz Show at the opening night of Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Baily Circus, talking to Nicole Feld, executive producer.
I'm producer of The Greatest Show on Earth with my father, Kenneth Feld, and what that means is I go all over the world looking for the talent. And then I also work with the creative team to create the show. And then, of course, we're maintaining it and always working on the next one.
How do you find the talent?
Sometimes they find us, and sometimes we go on a worldwide search looking for them.
Why Bello this year?
Well, Bello is great every year, and there was just nothing like celebrating him in the ultimate party and celebrating his energy and spirit. And as you can see, all the performers that we have here, he just holds them to a higher standard.
What other surprises do you have for us?
Well, everything that we do in the show is a surprise. And really what we're trying to do with each of our Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Baily units, and we have 3 of them now, is create a new and unique experience every year. So when you go and see The Greatest Show on Earth at Madison Square Garden or wherever the venue is, it's new and different every year, and we're really wowing audiences.
Hi, it's barryz from the barryz Show at Madison Square Garden, celebrating the opening night of Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Baily Circus with Kenneth Feld.
The greatest show on earth, and it's Bellobration tonight. How are you, Barry?
Why is it Bellobration?
Because Bello is the star of the greatest show on earth this year, and he is in everything. And his persona, his clowning, his daredeviltry is throughout the whole show.
Wow. Every year you have to reinvent the circus. How do you do it?
We do it because we stay up late at night, and this is all we think about. How can we outdo ourselves each year? And it's a challenge, but it is the greatest challenge we have, and the payoff is these 10,000 smiles that we see on all these kids' faces.
Wow. So what did we see this year?
This year is the 137th edition of Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Baily. Bello is the star, but in addition to Bello, we have Brian and Tina Miser, the married human cannonballs. We have Caballero, a man from Chile that works with 12 Bengal tigers, white tigers, gold tigers, tabby tigers, Royal Bengal tigers. Extraordinary, because he's not only a great tiger trainer, but an acrobat. So he actually does flips over the tigers, and the tigers do flips over him. Amazing. Truly amazing. One of the greatest acts from China, from the Zuni province. 12 young ladies doing the most amazing contortion and balancing on a platform that's pulled by an elephant. Where else can you see it? No place but the greatest show on earth.
It is the greatest show on earth. And why is it called the greatest show on earth?
Because 137 years ago, P.T. Barnum had an idea and created the greatest show on earth. And every year since then, we've kept it going. And it's greater, and it is the oldest entity in show business. It's actually 1 year older than baseball.
Thank you so much for joining us here. It is the greatest show on earth, and I just can't wait to see next year's version.
Thank you very much, and it's great to be here every year.
Hi, it's Barry Z from the Barry Z Show, live at Madison Square Garden, talking to Kelly Bala, who's one of the clowns in the circus we covered tonight.
That's right. I am the boss clown, the one in charge of all the other clowns.
Did you open the show tonight?
Did I open the show? Why, I hope I opened and I hope I closed it too. Yes, you did. The best show is in town, greatest show on earth, right here, Madison Square Garden.
You got a standing ovation.
We got a great standing ovation, and the amazing thing about that too is that the whole entire show, from very start to the end, was applause, energy the whole way through. It was amazing.
Celebration.
It was an incredible celebration. Not just a celebration of the greatest show on earth, it's celebration.
Find what a boss clown is.
A boss clown is the one who makes sure all the clowns have their shoes on, their red noses on, their makeup's all set. So I'm pretty much the one in charge of all the other goofballs.
So what's new in this year's circus for you?
What's new in the show? The thing is, it's not really that what's new. It's what's reinvented. I mean, we have the traditional high wire. We have the traditional cannon, but they're twos now. Not just one high wire walker, but two high wire walkers. We have the cannon, double cannon, which is incredible because we have a husband and wife team that fly out at the same exact time. So, I mean, it's the additions, it's the twos that you see all throughout the show. It's amazing. It's a new added feel to the show that everybody will be impressed with when they come see the show.
Bello's on that wheel again.
Bello is on the wheel, but the wheel has an added little surprise. I'm not going to give it away, but it has an added surprise at the very end that will wow people.
Hi, it's Barry Z from the Barry Z Show with Bello. Knock. Knock. Who's there? Now, tonight we're celebrating opening night of Ringling Brothers Barnum and Baily Circus, the 137th edition.
That's right. This year it's called Bellobration.
Why?
It's a celebration of Bello, a weird, really weird looking guy who never stops, sort of like a human cartoon.
Comedy, always comedy, ha ha, yak yak.
Gets real mischievous, gets into everything, gets knocked down, but always picks himself up. Ringling Brothers has been around for 137 years and always trying to be relevant. And
You've been with the circus for 137 years?
Almost. I've just been there with them the 7 years of 137. I know I look good, but not that good.
How do you get the hair so high?
But Viagra in my shampoo.
So tell me about this year's circus. What did you do this year? You almost had an accident tonight. You scared the bejesus out of me.
Will you get a hold of yourself?
Did you almost fall up down that wheel?
You know, that is, I'm a daredevil and I'm a comic. I love making people laugh. I come from 7 generations of circus performers. So my father was a daredevil, my mother, my grandfather, great-grandfather, from both sides of my family, they were all daredevils. 7 generations, they've passed on this gift.
It is a gift
Of being a daredevil. So I can say I'm very respectful of a lot, but afraid of nothing. But I have a very funny heart. I love making people laugh. So it was one of those things where Evel Knievel, Carl Wallenda were great friends of my father. They'd come over for dinner all the time. And my dad was sort of an inventor of circus acts, also a daredevil. And I saw that my entire life, and that was
that here in the United States?
In the United States, and it was no interest to me because it was always the traditional, the drum roll, look at me, the sweat, the focus. They would do their trick, come back and take an arrogant bow. You knew what they were going to do. It telegraphed. Emmett Kelly, Lucille Ball, Red Skelton, they were all friends of my parents. To see the comedy in them, even clowns, famous clowns, I always knew what they were going to do because I grew up so close to it. So as I grew up, I knew how to be a daredevil, and I loved making people laugh. Brought it together with hair like this. Now 137 years of tradition.
Tradition!
They now call the show Bellobration.
Why?
You know, I think it was the trust that Kenneth Feld and his daughter Nicole Feld, who, they circle the world. Finding not pretty good acts, not okay acts, but the greatest acts in the world.
What do we see tonight?
Tigers, elephants, Tabayaro, who most tiger trainers expect the tigers, to jump from platform to platform or somersault or jump. He actually does the somersaults with them. He doesn't ask the tigers to do anything he wouldn't do himself. 10 beautiful elephants. 2 high wires, 2 brothers who mirror image each other on the high wire at the same time. A double human cannonball. This year I'm actually working on a wheel of steel, a new invention that is a wheel of steel. I'm actually working with Carl Wallenda, the great flying Wallenda's grandson. His name is Nicholas Wallenda, probably one of the greatest circus daredevils in the world, but his grandson. And we're working in tandem on a double wheel of steel. Then a double sway pole act, which is about a 2-inch tube, about 70 foot tall. You climb up it and it's flexible like a straw. Climb up it and it sways back and forth. We get tangled up, we jump from one to the other, we do handstands, flips. She also comes from generations of circus.
You were in love with her on this show.
I sure was. I actually got a kiss from her. It was wonderful.
Tell your wife?
3 times a day on Saturday.
It's amazing. It's just unbelievable.
You know what I think the most important is?
Talk to us. Give us the picture, yes?
We have a great time doing it, and I'll tell you it's very simple why. Any given performance of the greatest show on earth, there's up to 20,000 people sitting in the audience. When we make them laugh, it's like me giving those 20,000 people $1. When they smile, it's like I receive $1 from every one of them. So it becomes euphoric.
Oh, I am so happy.
That smile and that laughter, you can see when a kid is dreaming. We have triple somersaults, tandem triple somersaults that happen simultaneously, all together at the same time, all of a sudden. No, but triple somersaults by a male and a female. Double human cannonball by a husband and wife that fly 110 feet across the arena floor. And they say it's impossible to fly. Here, it's like the ultimate reality show. You can actually come and see it. So, yes, we have to battle computer-generated graphics, all these Nintendos, Game Boys, and all that. But none of that has been around for 137 years. You may have heard this. Ringling Brothers is older than Coca-Cola, American baseball, the Kentucky Derby. Isn't that amazing? And it's still relevant. So, yes, we bring these nuances. We bring the TV, and it's a giant, like a 20-foot square TV that I actually burst out of. So it's this live action at the same time that we have that computer-generated graphic. But we'd like to bring these, being on the cutting edge. We have a lot of seats here at the greatest show on earth. But if people are sitting on more than the corner of their seat, we're not doing our job.
Is Bello Knock your real name?
It sure is, yes. Demetrius, Alexandro, Claudio, Amadeus, Bello Knock. I come
from where originally?
My mother's stomach.